Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. Happy Forest Friday. Hope everyone's enjoying their beautiful day today. We're ready to get started and sing our good morning song. Sing good morning to our earth. All right. Good morning, dear earth. Good morning, dear sun. Good morning, dear resting stones and beasts on the run. Good morning, dear flowers and birds in the trees. Good morning to you and good morning to me. Good morning, friends. Ready for our nature share? All right, so now it's time for our nature share. Grab your share sticks. And I have this really cool one. I think it's from the cedar tree I'm sitting under. It's kind of squiggly. All right, so your turn to share. Do you have anything that you saw or heard or want to share with us and show us? Thanks. All right, so I'm really excited for my nature share. I saw an animal for the first time I've never ever seen in the wild. I've heard it. I hear it all the time at my house. I'm sure it's in the forest of the trees near my house. And when I was driving on the highway, I was driving home, I looked up in a tree. It was like dusk, so it was almost nighttime. The sun was setting and it was kind of dark, but I saw its shadow. I just saw like the two ears that stick up like this, and it was high in a tree, and it does make a really cool sound that we all know. It sounds like hoo hoo, hoo hoo, hoo hoo, hoo hoo. Do you guys know what it is? Yeah, it was an owl. It's a great horned owl, and I've never ever seen one. I hear them all the time. So if you ever hear the hoo hoo, that's a great horned owl that we hear a lot out. You know, even if you live in the city, sometimes there are ones like in the outskirts of the woods. You can hear them, but we never really see them because they are predators at night, so they hunt and eat at nighttime. So if you ever do see one, it's so cool. I hope you guys get a chance to see one day. I know we have some little great horned owl toys that we've played with and brought out in the forest. So keep your eyes peeled. They're usually high up in the tree, using their owl eyes to look for their meal. So pretty cool. Thanks for listening. So our nature story today is one of my favorites by Denise Fleming. It's called Where Once There Was a Wood. And I love this book because it makes me wonder and think about my house and where I live at my home, and what or who was living here before I lived here or before my house was built, because our earth is so old and our houses weren't always here. Somebody built our houses, right? So you might want to look at your house or where you live or your apartment and think about what was there before us. Maybe it was animals, maybe it was other people, but this book is just a really good reminder of maybe where you live. Once there was a wood. Where once there was a wood, a meadow, and a creek. Where once the red fox rested and closed his eyes to sleep. Where once the ferns unfurled and the purple violets grew. Where once the woodchuck left his den to catch the morning dew. I don't see any people yet in this book, do you? Where once the horned owl hunted to feed her hungry brood. Where once the heron fished and speared his glittering food. Where once the brown snake slithered and slipped out of sight. Where once the raccoons rambled and rummaged in the night. I think they still do that. Where once the berries ripened and waxwings came to feed. What are waxwings? Yeah, birdies. Where once the pheasants roosted and fed on nuts and seed. Where once there was a wood, a meadow, and a creek. Pretty. Sit houses side by side, 20 houses deep. When they built houses, what happened, I wonder? I wonder what happened to all the trees and the water. If you look around where you live, you might want to think about what it looked like before the houses got there. Station is our mud kitchen. So these are a lot of materials I love using at the Red Barn or bringing in some of them into the forest. They're pretty inexpensive, I'll show you. The first one is a great way to give children some limits and show them how to conserve water. So not everybody has a hose, and you don't just want to let a child have a free-for-all with a hose. So this is a great way to have them limit their water that they're using to make their mud or just water play. We have a lot of different materials. I have some of the loose parts, but these are just Goodwill, tag sale, any type of items that you might have just sitting in the basement, maybe even. Glass is a great thing. Give children a little bit of autonomy and responsibility. Just these little, they're like little camping things. Measuring cups are great. Bowls, of course, of every size that you want to incorporate. Here's some utensils. If you can't get your hands on those, even just like a paint stirrer is something kids can use their imagination to use as well. Mortar and pestle is amazing for crushing. If you don't have one of those, go ahead and use 2 flat rocks, a good size one and a flat one to crush things like mud or flowers or leaves. And that's our mud kitchen. Sorry for my finger in the way. Next up is our arts cart or creation station. You can set it up on a table outdoors, or you can simply put it in the wagon here. These are the basics of markers, crayons, paintbrushes, scissors, glue stick, and mini golf pencils are perfect size for kiddos under 5 to hold. Some extras if you wanted to add in are like squirt bottles. Hole punchers are great for punching leaves. And then black ink markers or permanent markers you want to keep an eye on with kids and supervise, but they're something really great that can really help with artwork and help them feel a little extra special and like they have something adult-like to use. This is a easy 5-minute DIY nature journal that you made if you don't want to go ahead and buy journals if there's something outdoors. This is something we used in the forest. Trays, perfect for messy projects in the paints, or if you are crushing things, crushing berries or flowers or leaf prints. They are great to work on. Plastic, whatever you have. Paper, your regular construction paper you can use. I also like using copy paper. I split it in half, but if you want to give your child a full-size paper, that's cool too. Kids sometimes tend to make one scribble on paper when they first start using it, so we just upcycle and, rip them in half or even in fourths. This is a great tip we've used in the forest a lot of times. If there's wet ground or kids don't want to sit on the dirt, We upcycle these plastic bubble packages because they can't really be recycled easily. So we use those all the time. They're super comfy for adults or kids. And our next play center is our water play space. And this you could use a kiddie pool, you could use a tub, plastic tub, metal tub. That gets kind of hot in the sun, but this is just an IKEA tub. Putting things in that float, putting things in that sink. Animals. You can use various types of scoops, ladles, basters, cups, containers to dump and pour, and it is amazing for language. So anything you want to play the water with, you can use soap, you can use mud, clean things. Water play is fun for hours and hours, especially on a hot summer day. All right, so we're going to end our Forest Friday with our gratitude, our share. What are you thankful for? Or what made you really happy or that you really liked from our day today? Get your share stick and go ahead. Thanks for sharing. So today, I just want to say that I am really grateful for a home and a yard. Even though my yard is really tiny, it's just like right here. I get to see so much when I wake up in the morning and I get to come out and eat breakfast outside. I saw bees, I saw birds, when I weeded in my garden, I saw all sorts of bugs and worms. I saw the bunny hopping around my yard this morning, munching on the grass, and there's just so much I could see in this small space. So we don't need a big forest either to find nature, and I'm really, really grateful for my little yard, my little space, to see so much nature and be so connected to our earth. It brings me so much joy every day. So that's what I'm grateful for. All right. Well, thanks, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed and are excited to work on a little nature space in your home where you live or where you play. So we will start to say our goodbyes. Dear friends, goodbye. Dear friends, goodbye. Now is a time of day when we all go our way. Dear friends, goodbye. Dear friends, goodbye. Go well and safely. Go well and safely. Go well and safely. Our love be ever with you. Bye, friends. See you next week.